Hey folks, how we doing today? I'm in lovely Maggie Daly Park, I think it's called. For some reason, they made a interesting decision and roped off all the good stuff behind the fences. But we can still do some botany out here today, even though it is still early in the season. You can do botany on dead structures. You know, you just got to know what you're looking at beforehand. Generally, like this right here, doesn't look like much at the moment, but this is actually Chasmanthium latifolium, the river oat. So I see this planted a lot in landscaping in the Chicago region. I'm not sure if that's like, you know, if I was being a purist about its range, if I cared about that, but you know, when there's big box stores selling calorie pairs, you really got to pick your battles and fight the big guys. But anyway, Chasmanthium latifolium right there. This right here, this is another great landscaping grass. I've got this one home in Indiana. This is Panicum virgatum, of course, the North American switchgrass. I think it's popular as a pasture grass. It gets pretty tall though. Like that one over there is probably pushing like 5.5, maybe 6. But anyway, let's see what other interesting botanical stuff we can get into in this little city park. Well, it's not a plant, but it's going to be hard to find natives in landscaping. So we'll talk about a native bird real quick. This is a male, probably a young adult, Agellanus phoenicius. Looks like he's digging for worms right now. You know, they get kind of aggressive sometimes, but most of the time, you know, if you're not by their nest or nothing, they're not going to bother you. God, I got to make it look like I'm not recording people because I'm not. Just a bunch of various crabgrasses down here, it looks like. It's looking like we're going to be a little bit grass heavy today, but that's okay because we're all big fans of the Poaceae here on this channel. This looks a little similar to that switchgrass we were talking about earlier, but it's in a completely different genus, of course. You know, this is I recognize it. Yep, and it's still greasy. This is Tridens flavus, the greasegrass or red top. It's native. It's pretty ruderal in its habitat. I see it a lot in like roadside settings, and the road is right over yonder, so it wouldn't surprise me if this blew in and just kind of adventitiously. It's still a cool grass though. It's really pretty and it's fun to swipe the seed heads because they get all greasy. But there's some other good ones in here, like this one. This is looking like Baudalua curtipendula, the side oats gramagrass. There's some more of it back here. Would love to get seed for this. Because it's a very pretty little grass. I think I've got a picture of it I can throw up here actually, of it in flower. It's gorgeous when it goes off, but it, you know, side oats grama, it's a good grass, very pretty. Did the Tridens already. Oh, we'll talk about that. This looks like this one here. Yeah. See those little seeds? This is Schizachyrium scoparium, the little blue stem, another nice native. There also appears to be some, want to call it Sporobolus heterolepis mixed in here, the prairie drop seed. A lot of these, most of these, of course, look at that, we got some, not sure what that is coming up right there. It's a monocot. Not sure who though, it's a grass it looks like. But yeah, so that's what we got in this little section, just a bunch more graminoids for us to work with, which is fine. Get a load of that side oats grama again though. That's a pretty one. That's a keeper. Put that in your yard. Likes drier sites, so keep that in mind as well. But that's side oats grama. Ooh, fun. Got a little yellow-bellied sapsucker in downtown Chicago. Drilling some wells. How about that? Oh. I'm here with a really lovely spring plant, in case you're in the mood for some actual vegetation that's not dead. This is the wonderful Carex pennsylvanica, the pen sedge, oak sedge. Well, it's in the section Acrocystis, which is broadly known as the oak sedges, but I like to call it oak sedge because I often find it in oak woodlands, usually like savanna-y settings, you know, kind of Quercus velutina action. But it's a wonderful plant to put in landscaping because, as you can see from this clump, it's got a heavily rhizomatous nature, which means it spreads by like underground stems. Underground stems are stolons, but it's the same principle basically. It's going to shoot off a lot of genetically identical clones of itself, and also, so it reproduces asexually by rhizomatous cloning. And then there's also these wonderful, if I can get the camera to focus, sedge flowers. Sedges primarily wind pollinated. There are some exceptions, like some weird Rhynchosporas down in Florida, I believe, like colorata, or those ones. But anyway, as you can see down at the base there, these little feathery ones, those are the female flowers, and then up top, we got the boys. So this would be a, forget what the technical term for a sedge that's arranged with the female inflorescences at the base and then the males at the top. Androgynous, I think, potentially. Androgynous. Oh, how about that? But anyway, just Carex pennsylvanica, a great little sedge coming at you from the Lincoln Park area. So come find it. Pick some seed off it if you can beat the ants, because this sedge, like many in the Acrocystis, is a Myrmecoccus species. So the Periginia have a nice little elasosome on them, which is rich in protein and fats and good stuff for the ants. Ants detach the elasosome, put the Periginia in the garbage pile. Boom, bunch more Carex pennsylvanica. So that's going to be it for me today, and have a good one.